Welcome back to another episode of our podcast. Today, we're diving into history.
Excited to be here, Paul. What's on the agenda?
We're exploring the winter celebrations of ancient Rome, specifically Brumalia.
Oh, Brumalia. That sounds fascinating. What can you tell us about it?
Well, it was a festival that spanned 24 days starting from November 24th.
24 days? That's a long celebration.
Absolutely. Ancient Romans needed a break too.
I love that. What were some of the activities they enjoyed?
Well, there were sacrifices of goats and pigs, and also feasting.
The feasting sounds similar to modern holiday celebrations, right?
Exactly, it really connects us to their traditions.
Interesting. And wasn't there a focus on individual names during Brumalia?
Yes, each day corresponded to a letter of the Greek alphabet.
That's unique. People threw parties based on their name?
Right. So if your name started with Alpha, you celebrated first.
That must have meant lots of celebrations for those with popular names?
Definitely. Some could attend up to 24 parties in a row.
Sounds like a fun and social event, but how did it transform over time?
Good question. By the 6th century, it had evolved, especially under Justinian. A speech by the orator Choricius of Gaza praises the festivities laid on by the Emperor Justinian, remarking that the emperor and his wife, Theodora, celebrated the Brumalia on adjacent days since the letter iota for Justinian directly follows theta for Theodora in the Greek alphabet.
Was this during a time when Christianity was becoming more dominant?
Yes, it was. The emperor sought to reshape Brumalia.
How did he do that?
According to the historian Roberta Mazza, Justinian sought to strip the Brumalia of pagan elements. She says the emperor reshaped and reinvented the meanings and purposes of the feast, and made it both acceptable from a religious point of view and useful for constructing a common cultural identity throughout the different provinces of the empire. He attempted to strip away its pagan elements while keeping its popularity.
That's quite a balancing act. Did he succeed?
In many ways, the festival continued for centuries. We know that Brumalia continued to be celebrated at the imperial court in Constantinople until at least the 10th century.
Did everyone embrace the changes, or were there dissenters?
There were definitely critics, especially from the church. John the Lydian reports that the church opposed the Brumalia, and church councils in 692 and 743 also expressed disapproval and attempted to ban it.
Right, so it basically represented a cultural conflict?
Exactly. It was a blend of traditions in a changing society.
That fluidity of culture is so fascinating.
It is. It reflects how traditions can adapt over time.
And Brumalia wasn't just a feast. It had deeper meanings too.
Yes. For many, it symbolized making it halfway through winter.
That's beautiful. A celebration of light returning.
Exactly. You could feel the joy in those celebrations.
So, what can we learn from the Brumalia today?
We see how cultures evolve and blend, shaping identities.
And the importance of community and celebrating together.
Yes, just like how we gather during the holidays now.
Interesting to think about the continuity of traditions.
Absolutely. And Brumalia might just be an early example.
A perfect illustration of how our past influences our present.
Thanks for joining us, Laura. This was enlightening.
Thank you for having me, Paul. Always a pleasure.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in today.
We hope you enjoyed this exploration of ancient traditions.
Until next time, keep celebrating the light this winter.
Goodbye, everyone.